So I just got back from my first appointment at St. Luke's Gastro, and I'm honestly like feeling frustrated and confused and disappointed. I feel like every place I go they tell me different things, so I just don't really know. They were like, I don't really have any experience working with like sucrose intolerance, and like St. Luke's in general doesn't really, and like the validity behind it is like questionable or something. Like I don't remember exactly what she said, but it was like to that extent. I was like, okay, so you don't think this is real? Like I was like, well, it makes sense to me because like when I eat sucrose I get sick, and I have since I was little. And she was just kind of dismissed it like it wasn't really a thing. She immediately placed me on a low FODMAP diet, which I was like, oh sorry, the lighting is changing. Frustrated by, because she doesn't even think what I was diagnosed with is real. So why are you going to put me on this very restrictive diet if you don't really know what's happening? She referred me to a dietitian, so like, yeah, that's good. But I also like did low FODMAP trials, or FODMAP trials, and they were like inconclusive, such most of them weren't an issue. So I was like, why are you putting me on this diet if I don't think that that's real? And then, oh, and then she was like, have you been tested for celiac? And I was like, I can't remember. I've had so many tests and stuff like that for so many years, I couldn't remember. And she was like, okay, so we'll get you tested for celiac. And I was like, honestly, like, as you can see in my, I printed out 15 pages of all the food logs I've made with my last dietitian. I was like, as you can see, like, wheat isn't an issue. And she was like, okay, so no, we'll still get the celiac test. And I was like, all right, like, it's not that, but okay. I'm just frustrated. So she also gave me a prescription for Bentil. It's like an anti-diarrhea thing, just as needed, like if I'm going somewhere and I like can't get sick at all. I was like, okay. I also got a SIBO test, finally. So that was easy, they just had it there. So I'll do that, which is good, because I needed that. And then an H. pylori, it's like a stool sample. Apparently it can cause like bloating and cysts and stuff, I think. Not cysts, I don't know. Something else. So that's to be tested. And then TSH, third generation test. I don't know really what that is. And some blood work for the celiac. It's frustrating because like this low FODMAP diet, like I know a lot of them are fine. I don't know. I'm just frustrated because I keep on getting different answers from literally every doctor I talk to, and I know that it's not, I don't know. It was just like very like upsetting and invalidating to be like, oh, like I don't have any experience with sucrose, and it's like not real. She didn't say those words, but like that's like what the vibe I got. And so I was like, whoa, what the heck? I've been spending this last year doing, you know? Yeah, I don't know. So I have to schedule the work to be done. The other tests, I have the SIBO test here. But I'm not feeling great. Feeling confused, frustrated, and like just, I don't know what's happening. And I'm upset. Great. Okay, I'm exhausted. It's been a long day, but I just had a life-changing experience. I had Chinese food, well, American Chinese food, and I don't feel bloated. and that's the first time I've ever experienced this in my entire life. My dietitian suggested I try these pills, FODMate. There we go, FODMate. And it's for, supports the tolerance of FODMAPs. I got it on literal Amazon. I took this with the sucrose, with the Chinese food, and I literally don't feel bloated or like gross at all from Chinese food. And I ate a lot of it too. A little update. So I've been trying to take the FODMate pills with like just like high FODMAP foods. And I think sometimes it helps with bloating, but not all the time and not with everything. I did take the SIBO test, which is always just like so unfortunate. I forgot to vlog it, but you have to have a very limited diet, basically just rice, eggs, and chicken, like all plain with just salt and pepper, for 12 hours, and then you fast from 9 o'clock, and then you have to wait an hour after you wake up, and the test takes 3 hours and hurt your stomach. So it's never a pleasant process, but I did it, dropped it off, still waiting the results. I haven't started the low FODMAP diet because I haven't met with a dietitian yet. I could start it without it, but I just don't, for some reason I don't feel like that's the right diet for me, only because like a lot of it is avoiding wheat, and wheat is not a problem for me. Starches are like my comfort food. They make me feel fine. They never hurt my stomach, so I don't really understand. It was also just like thrown at me so willy-nilly that I'm like, I don't want to have a super restrictive diet if I don't have to. I mean, I'll go back on low sucrose, but the sucrose is supposed to help with that, so I'm just confused per usual. But I just want to make a little update. Yeah, I think that's it. So it's been a while, but I finally have an update. So I did test positive for SIBO, and then it took me 3 months to get my medicine. This is similar to what happened with my sucrose. The antibiotic they prescribed, Xifaxan, is apparently the most effective, but it's also extremely expensive. So my insurance didn't want to cover it. And I kept on calling, being like, hey, do you have any updates? And apparently it got stuck in prior auth. But the one thing that made a difference was that I went into my like insurance app and I requested prior auth because the hospital had done it, but I guess they were just dragging their feet or something, I don't really know. But when I did it personally, then in maybe a week, maybe a couple days, it was approved, and then I got my medicine. So it was frustrating because I wanted to have like treated it before the cruise, before my honeymoon, all those things, because I wanted to feel good for them, but I don't even know if it helped because it's been a couple weeks since I finished and I don't really feel any different. So either it didn't treat the SIBO, or I still just can't eat sucrose. So I'm thinking my next plan of attack is to go back to my restricted low sucrose diet and see if I feel better, because if this is the second time I've been treated for SIBO and using like a very effective medicine and it's still not treated, I might just probably just have chronic SIBO. And it's weird because I'm actually might message my nutritionist, my new gal, because she said, yeah, it's really weird that you've had it twice, because usually like it's just like it's not normal for someone like you to get it. I don't remember exactly why, but like usually it has some other thing going on. So she's like, I don't know why you have it, let alone recurring. So yeah, don't really know what to do with that. But I might message her, and I think I'm going to try going back on my low sucrose, which is very frustrating. So you just can't eat so much. But I want to feel good, and I'm done feeling sick. So I'm gonna go back on the diet, I think, see if that works. And I won't have to carry medicine around anymore, so that's good. It'll be less embarrassing, but you know, whipping out your medicine. But lately I have like this little canister. It's like, I think for tea.
and I've been just like pre-mixing it and then taking it with me so I don't have to like pull out my vial and leave it on the table and people are like, what is that? So yeah, I've just been pre-mixing it, but still. So that's the update. SIBO medicine took 3 months and didn't work probably. It's okay.
Hello, it's been a while. So I don't remember where I last left off, but I basically decided the sucrose doesn't work for me. I think it does help a little bit, but I still feel sick. Maybe I don't feel like dying, but I definitely feel sick after I eat sucrose, so it's like not enough to want to make me eat it. So I've been trying to do a low sucrose diet again, which honestly has been helping a lot. I found that a lot of like keto products are pretty low in sucrose, which is nice. But I connected with a gal, Stefania, on Instagram, and she told me about Starchway, which is, I think, an Australian brand, and it is an enzyme that helps with the digestion of starchy foods and sucrose. So I just got it in the mail. Haven't tried it yet. You take 1 capsule, which is easier than the liquid anyways, before meals. You can take up to 15 a day. So cute little package. So we'll see. My what is it called? FODMate helps a little bit. It definitely helps with like bloating and stuff, but I'm not sure if that's necessarily because of the sucrose. So if I eat, you know, like if I like eat more sucrose, then I'll take the FODMate, and then maybe I can take this as well. So we shall see. I haven't canceled my sucrose prescription because it was so hard to get it, so I'm like nervous to give it up, but they keep calling me, so I might have to. So unclear what I'm gonna do about that. But basically I'm back on the low sucrose and I am definitely feeling better. Hello. We're gonna do a little feeling with Foof segment. So I just had a therapy session with my own therapist and it was kind of revelatory to me. Is that a word? I had a revelation. We had a revelation together. And it's just very relevant to this entire journey that I'm documenting, and that it seems like a lot of people are going through too. It's been really cool to hear and read that other people are going through similar things, and that my videos might be helpful to some people who are, you know, on their own what the heck is going on with my stomach journey. So this is very applicable to this situation, so I just wanted to share it. So basically, a not invasive brief summary, but I've always had like self-worth issues. George playing this ball is not like really the vibe. So basically, I've always had self-worth issues. Ever since I can remember, I felt like less than other people. I felt bad, I felt unlovable, and there was no reason for it. Really, I had incredibly loving, supportive parents and family, and I had some friends, and I, you know, was very privileged, but I always felt just less than and unlovable. And so like that's why for so many years my #1 priority was to find a partner, was to find someone to love me, because that's how I thought that I would finally feel worthy and whole and stuff like that. And so I'm aware of this, and it's been hard for me to figure out why I felt this way, because it doesn't really make sense. And every time like I would say all these things, you know, like I'm aware of the way I'm feeling and stuff like that, and I did feel, but there was always something deeper that I was missing. And today I think we might have uncovered it, because I'm actively trying to like repair my relationship with my body. And when we were trying to, you know, uncover the source of these feelings that I have experienced since before I can remember, I was like, oh well, I also always felt sick every single time I ate since before I can remember. Hi baby. My earliest memories of eating is that I was violently ill and felt so sick and unable to do other things, and just in physical pain, sometimes debilitating pain. And she was like, well, maybe that's it.
my therapist. If I'm trying to do something that other people can do, most other people, some other people can do, and it's a normal thing to do, you know, eat, nourish your body, but my body revolts, it gets sick, then my child brain would be like, okay, so there's something wrong with my body. My body is bad. I can't do that. I can't. Every time I try to take care of it in the way of, you know, feeding it, it gets mad. I get painfully sick, which bleeds into affecting my relationships, my interpersonal relationships, into the activities that I feel comfortable doing or able to do. It affected every area of my life. And so of course I would grow up thinking that I was bad and wrong and less than other people because my body was telling me that, or I thought I was. And I couldn't figure out how to make it go away. I was in and out of the gastroenterologist for years, tried so many medicines, diets, all these things, and I couldn't figure it out because no one either knew about it or whatever. This, like, sucrose was never brought to my attention. And I think that was why I didn't have any self-worth, because my body was telling me that I was bad and it was punishing me all the time when I was just trying to be normal, right? And I didn't know how to make it stop. And yeah, I think it caused me to disconnect from my body a lot. It caused me to use my body in ways that were not like healthy for me. Abuse my body. Yeah, it was out of my control. I didn't choose to have a sucrose intolerance. And there is a mind-gut connection too, which, you know, made me more susceptible to depression and stuff like that because of my stomach issues, but that's a whole nother topic. But anyways, it was enlightening to me how my gastro issues, I think, are truly the kind of root cause of a lot of my other problems, my personal problems. And I just basically wanted to share this to let you know that, to let anybody know who might be feeling the same way, that they're not alone, and that you're not bad, you're not broken, you're wonderful and worthy and loved, even if you think your body's telling you otherwise. But now, having learned how to help feel better and to not feel so sick all the time, and beginning to be able to reconnect with my body and not disconnect from the neck down like I have for so many years. A really powerful tool that I've been using is reframing that my body is not mad at me, my body doesn't hate me. The way my body feels is not an illustration of my worth or my value, but my body is trying to tell me what it needs. And this reframe wouldn't work before because I didn't know what it needed. No one knew that it was sucrose, or the lack of sucrose is what it needed. But now that I know, now that I finally have knowledge about what is going on, now I can start to think, okay, you're not mad at me, you're not yelling at me, you're not punishing me, you're telling me what you need. And that's been really helpful too, because I commute a lot to get to school, to get to, you know, the practice that I'm interning at, and I'm having a lot of back pain and yeah, just like physical issues because of that. My body wasn't made to commute, wasn't made to eat sucrose, and it wasn't made to commute. And I've been really frustrated because I'm just trying to get through this program and work, and I'm in pain doing it. And this reframe of my body's in pain, what is it telling me it needs? It's telling me I need to take better care of it. It's telling me I need to move more, to stretch more, to prepare myself, to work out more. It's telling me it needs more movement to be able to handle the commute. So that's been helpful to try to motivate me to take better care of myself in that way, because my body's not mad, it's just communicating, which is also a helpful reframe I've transferred onto my puppy dog, because he's very vocal and groans all the time, and I just need to remember he's not just yelling at me, he's not being rude, he's trying to tell me something, what he needs. And so I need to extend the same grace to my body that is telling me what it needs. And no, we don't have a choice. We're not, you know, we can't control what our body likes, what it doesn't, what we're able to eat. But I'm excited to finally be in a place where I can start listening to it and building a relationship with it. Oh my gosh, is George... Are you stealing Mama's underwear? He is such a brat. All right, so I'm going to try my starch whey today for the first time. And I'm going to have a little chicken pot pie, because I love pot pies. But it has like probably sugar in the sauce, and it also has carrots and peas, which I know for sure are high in sucrose. So we shall see. As of right now, feeling pretty fine stomach wise. Haven't eaten much today, to be honest with you, so we will see how it goes. Oh, and George needs to go outside. Okay, quick update. I feel pretty good. Yeah, I obviously need to do more testing, but I haven't had like a sucrose reaction, so it's pretty good. Where my budgie? Where my budgie? Where are the bunnies? Oh, hello, Buddy Boos. Hello, sweetie boys. Hello, sweetie boy. Hi, Bubba Zubba Dubba Rubba. You took my sweetie bye. So I just had some Chinese food with my starch whey, and I'm feeling pretty good. It's been like several hours, and I don't feel too sick, so that's exciting. I don't really feel sick at all, actually. I also wanted to tell you about these chocolate ice cream bars. They're so good. They're by the same brand of like the ice cream that I recommended before, I think. I think I recommended him, but yeah, they're so good. Very yummy and like more creamy than you'd think for fake ice cream. But yeah, very yummy. So this is going back in time a little bit. I'm from the future editing this video, and I realized that I can't find this one footage that like was important because it's taken me so dang long to make this video. But it was a reaction of my first meeting with my new dietitian, and just how relieved. My old gal was great, and she provided me so much information and resources, and amazing. But the one thing that this new gal gave me was that I mentioned that I didn't think that the sucrate worked for me, and she was like, yeah, maybe. She was like, maybe it's not enough for you. Maybe your body just doesn't respond to it. And like, I think my old gal pushed sucrate as being the end all be all, it's going to solve all my problems, so much that she didn't like acknowledge the fact that it might not just work for me. And this new gal was like, yeah, maybe it doesn't work. If you don't think it works, if you take it and you eat sucrose and you still feel sick, then maybe it's not for you. And just like her saying that gave me so much power to finally release that from my toolbox, because it's not working for me. I still get sick, I still feel sick. So it's like just having someone in power, or you know, knowledgeable about everything, saying, yeah, it doesn't work for everybody. Maybe it doesn't work for you. Maybe, you know, that was just very powerful and helpful for me. So I wanted to make sure that I mentioned that, because I know I've been harping a lot on like, you know, self-advocacy and not feeling validated by doctors, but I wanted to make sure to mention this positive, empowering experience, because you know, it's not black and white. There's good and bad in every situation, so I wanted to make sure that this was included. So thank you. Back to the real timeline. So I just wanted to film a little like summary of what I've learned in this stage of the journey, slash kind of all of it. And it's crazy that it's been like over the course of what, 3 years now? No, 2 or 3 years. And it's been awesome reading everybody's comments, seeing that people are appreciating this content, because it's not like highly advertised and stuff. Sorry, George is joining us with his bone. But basically, so I tested positive for SIBO twice and was treated finally with 2 different antibiotics. And the relief I got was not significant, or not as significant as I expected. And it didn't make eating sucrose with sucrate any better. So I determined that the sucrate just doesn't work for me, doesn't work as well for me, enough that it isn't like I feel almost just as sick when I eat high sucrose things as I do when I don't take the sucrate. It could be that it's just like
I could do just a little bit a day with sucrate, but it's not worth it to me to go through the hassle of taking it for like one high sucrose thing a day and then just staying on the low sucrose diet for the rest of the day. So I've gone back to the low sucrose diet and I'm sorry. I've gone back to the low sucrose diet and I am feeling a lot better on it. And I have been trying that starch whey by Intolerance that my friend recommended, and it's actually honestly working better than the sucrate. I tried it several times. I tried it all throughout Thanksgiving. You know, I ate potatoes, I ate some sugary things, and I didn't feel I didn't feel too bad. So this is not ideal. I didn't feel very bad. It's obviously not perfect, and so I'm staying on the low sucrose diet, but if I am going to eat sucrose, I can use the starch whey, which is just a pill and so much more convenient anyways and works better for me personally. Obviously everybody's different, but that's basically the conclusions I've come to in this journey we've come to together. Both you all and George and I and everybody in my life. So yeah, thank you again for following along. And if you have questions, because I know a few of you have reached out to me, which has been such a joy to be able to connect and like help each other through this journey. Because as you can see with my little feeling segment, you know, it's tough. But if any of you have questions or anything, if you leave it in the comments below. If there's enough, I'll film a Q&A or something like that if you want more information. If not, obviously I'm just here with normal videos sporadically, or different videos sporadically. Thank you. But thank you very much for going on this journey. And it's honestly like being able to know what I need to do to feel good is truly life-changing. And it took, what, 25, 26 years of tests and gastroenterologists and nutritionists to finally figure it out. So I guess don't give up and trust yourself. What was I saying? Advocate for yourself. Fight for yourself, because being dismissed by a doctor does not mean that there's not something wrong with you. And I knew that it wasn't just stress that was going on with my stomach. And they slapped IBS on me and they said, you know, just chill, basically. And that wasn't enough for me, you know, and especially after I got my mental health more in order and I was still feeling sick almost every time I ate. Clearly it's not just stress. So fight for yourself, see different doctors. It's exhausting, but if you finally find an answer and can go days without feeling sick, it is truly life-changing. So advocate for yourself, be brave, do your research, talk to others for support, take care of yourself, take care of your mind and your heart and your body, and you fluffy friends. Right, Putty? As he, oh look, just resting. We love you, and we'll see you soon. Putty, say bye. Bye.